It's time for this week's episode of Brandon's Sports Talk.
Okay.
Welcome back to Brandon's Sports Talk. In today's episode, I have the privilege to interview Nova Southeastern Heads Women's Golf Coach Heather Wall. How are you doing today?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing good. Can you talk
Great.
about how you knew that you wanted to get into college coaching on the women's golf side?
That's kind of a complicated question, but I've played golf since I was 8. Fell in love with the sport. I've done it my whole life. But I was actually in the professional golf management program up in Arkansas when just doing working in the pro shop, giving some lessons, running some tournaments, and just learning about how to run a golf operation. And a couple of the cart boys went to Arkansas Monticello, and the school at the time was looking for a golf coach. And I didn't really like being in the golf, staying inside the pro shop all the time. So I never got to go outside. I never got to play. So I missed being hands-on, being in the sport. So I interviewed and I got the job, and I loved it. I did men's and women's while I was there for 5 years. Built both programs up before getting this job and moving back to Florida at Nova, and now this is my 6th season at Nova. So it's a job that I love, and I can't see myself doing anything else.
What was it like playing collegiate league golf for the Florida Southern?
It was awesome. Nova and Florida Southern are in the same conference, so I see my old coach pretty much at every tournament, and that's still kind of strange, but I love Coach Davis. But Florida Southern's in Lakeland, where my hometown was, and so I still lived on campus and everything. But when we had our home tournaments and everything, a lot of my family would come and watch, so that was always a lot of fun. And I loved my 4 years being there, and a lot of I learned a lot from Coach Davis, more so now when I look back than when I was actually played. So it was just a great experience, something it's definitely 4 years that I'll always remember.
What was it like getting to put on that Florida Southern jersey?
It was nice. Like I said, I always was proud to represent the Mocs when we played. And like I said, it was my hometown, so it was always very, very special.
What were some of your college accomplishments during your collegiate golf time?
The biggest one would be when I was a sophomore in 2007, we won the national championship. It was up at University of West Florida hosted it, so um, that was awesome. Back then it was just 4 days of stroke play, so we pretty much we had the lead all 4 days, and I know we set some NCAA records during that tournament. I was a 3-time All-American, won 3 tournaments as well, was inducted into the Hall of Fame, and then I think I have some scoring average records as well. But it was just a great place, and just very, very special. It's very it's humbling, especially when I was inducted into the Hall of Fame. It was so nice.
What was it like, obviously, winning the national championship as a player in 27?
Yeah, it was great. I was young. We were a good, solid young team. But it was funny because I remember we had an okay season up until postseason, and then we just kind of caught fire and peaked at the right time, and we ended up winning conference, regionals, and nationals that year. And it was the last national championship Florida Southern women's golf has won. So um and that was their fourth one. But yeah, it was nice. It was a complete total team effort. It was a great group of 5 girls. We pulled for each other all the time on the course. We were very close as well. Like, we were very close friends. And um it was very special. A lot of our families were there to watch as well, so it was really, really nice.
How did it feel to be inducted in 2015 to the Florida Hall of Fame?
Yeah, it was great. My family was able to be there with me and my husband, and both of my head coach and my assistant coach were there as well. And it was just it was very humbling, and I was very emotional, but it was just a very special night to go back and relive those, kind of tell old stories and relive some of the funny stories that we had together, and just to see all the new and old faces. It was very special. And yeah, definitely something I'll always remember.
What was it like for you to play professional golf with the U.S. women's amateur team?
Yeah, another really cool experience. I still play golf as much as I can, still like to compete. Um, but that was an awesome experience. And when I got to the final 16, I believe it was, in the mid-am a couple years ago in Arizona. And it's a tournament that I look forward to playing every year. So I think this year it's actually in Florida. So I'm excited about that.
What was it like to get your first head coaching job at UAM?
It was awesome. It was an amazing opportunity that the school gave me. And it was fun because I got to work with guys and girls. I learned a ton. Um, I learned I learned how to recruit. I learned, so much about the differences between um, how a guy player thinks on the golf course and how a girl player thinks on the golf course, and the differences. And I was the head coach for both teams, so I had to learn how to balance the schedule, and so I wouldn't be gone all the time, because it was hard to take 10 people and me just be the only person. So I had to balance it all out, and because I didn't have an assistant or anything, so it was a great learning experience for me, and I'm so grateful to them for giving me the opportunity. um, and definitely we built it into a very good, solid program for the Great American Conference. And I wish them all the best. I still talk to a lot of the players that I coached there, and they're all doing very well. So um, it was great. I don't have anything, I have no negatives to say about it. It for sure got me to where I am today.
What was it like getting the head coaching job at Nova?
It's been great. Like I said, I played at Florida Southern, and we always competed against Nova, so I knew how competitive they were, how great of a school it was. And the facilities here are amazing. and it's a great place to work. It really is. So I'm still very thankful to be here as well.
What was it like, obviously, competing against Nova and now as a coach coaching at Nova?
It's pretty cool actually. Because I remember when we used to play against them, and they were always so good and so competitive, and it was usually when I played, it was Florida Southern, Nova, and Rollins. Those were the three teams that you really needed to beat, and we were always neck and neck at every tournament. So we're still very, very competitive, and it is kind of funny because I always think back to the times when I was playing or something. And one of the girls on the team now, her sister played when I played. So her sister went to Nova and I was at Florida Southern. We were paired a lot together in the tournament. So that's kind of funny. But yeah, it's just we're a part of a great conference, and all the teams are good. So it is cool to have played in the same conference that you now coach at. I think it's really cool.
In 2017, what was it like winning 2 national championships?
Yeah, it was great. So I still remember it, and the girls played so good. Um, During that year, we won, I think, 8 out of 11 tournaments, and I mean, it was awesome experience. I'm so glad that they got to experience that, and they got a lot of them were seniors as well, so they got to end on a high note. So it was really special, and it's just they deserved it. They put in the work, and it was nice to see it actually uh come out with a win. It was really nice.
What is it like competing both in the spring and the fall as a golf coach?
It's nice. Golf and tennis are the only sports really that have a fall season and a spring season. It's pretty demanding on the student athlete because there's not really a break. You have the winter break, and then you after you come back from break and school starts, you jump right into the spring season. So, and then that goes all the way till March. So um the girls are very disciplined, and they love to put in the hard work, and they're committed to it, but it does take up a lot of time, and so you've got to have really good time management skills, and you kind of have to pace yourself because it is a very long season. So um the girls always perform really good in the classroom and on the golf course. So but that's what a student athlete does. So props to them and all the other student athletes that find a way to get it done on the course and in the classroom. But um they're a really good group of girls, and but it is kind of hard playing a fall and a spring, but it's also very challenging and exciting, and we love to compete, so we wouldn't have it any other way.
What are some of the things that you've accomplished as head coach for the women's golf program?
um let's see, we've won the probably some of the highlights. We won the conference 2 times, back to back years, and that was really cool. That was special. I also had a player, she also one of those years won the conference individually, and her record still stands as the lowest conference score ever shot. So that's very special. um we've had 20 team wins, multiple individual tournament wins. Um, in 2019, when COVID shut down the season, we were ranked number one. Um, and we're usually consistently in the top 10 of the national rankings, which is always nice. Um, and the girls are always one of the best sports teams GPA wise in our athletic department. So they're very good in the classroom and out on the golf course.
What is it like as a coach to build your legacy at Nova as the head women's golf coach for the women's golf program?
Um, I would the program has been very, very successful. Always been super competitive, but I would love to be one of the best coaches that's ever coached the program here for sure. Would love to win numerous national championships. But more importantly, like I want all my players to know that I always care about them. My office is always open, and when they graduate from here, I want them to know that they can always come to me, and I want them to be successful professionals in whatever endeavors they do after they're done here at Nova. And I do know that they can always come back here, and this can always be home for them. So it's very special that I will keep in touch with as many players that I've coached as I can. So they're all everybody's very special to me in their own little way.
Can you talk about, of course, the culture that you've helped build upon?
Um, we really focus on like the process and making your daily disciplines are where in just doing little things day by day, smart practice, deliberate habits, just being smart. Those brick by brick is what's going to get you the results. So we try not to we try not to be result oriented at all. We just want to stick to our plans, our each individual plans that we know works for us, and just execute it as best we can day by day. And when we go to the tournaments, we know we're well prepared and the score will take care of itself. That's pretty much what we do. We try to make them as mentally tough as they can be and just take one shot at a time, and just keep the game, keep them having fun on the golf course, and keep them loving the game.
Of course, what does the recruitment process look like for those prospective student athletes looking to play college women's golf?
That's a great question. I think it's very, very important for players to play in a lot of tournaments, a lot of like competitive tournaments where they can get their name out there. And they don't need to be afraid to email the coach. And then find out what kind of school best fits them, whether they want small, big, football team, no football team, stuff like that. But I think the most important thing is to play in tournaments. They definitely need to know there's a difference between practicing with your friends and then teeing it up when your score counts. So they need to have a lot of tournament experience and really figure out what kind of school they want to go to and where they think would fit best for them.
What are some of the things that you look at in these prospective student athletes when you're out on these visits?
Well, when we know that a tournament is coming up, we'll research the field and kind of see like what year we're looking for, or like, and we'll go watch them. We'll go watch that player. Obviously, we're looking at how their swing is, if they're athletic, how their attitude is on the golf course, how they talk to their competitors, stuff like that, how they carry themselves, if they have a good attitude, etc. There's a lot more to it than just like shooting a good score. So we look at that. We look at the consistency, like I said, their attitude on the course, their mental toughness, how they react during the round when they have adversity, stuff like that. And then if we like what we see, we can send them an email after the round or after the tournament's over, and then kind of go from there, or set up a visit, or kind of talk to them and just start a relationship, and then just go from there.
What does the official visit look like on the collegiate golf side?
Yeah, so if they're interested in coming to visit campus, we'll set that up. We'll go through the little NCAA things that we have to do before they can actually come on campus, and we'll give them a tour of the school, They'll see a classroom, they'll see the gym, meet the trainer, and meet the team, go out and tour the golf facility, the golf course, and then like usually we'll have dinner if it's a day visit, and then if they stay over, then they'll stay in one of the dorms with one of the girls so they can see like the whole experience, and then we'll have breakfast with them on the next morning, and then they'll go home. So we make sure that they get to see everything that the campus has to offer.
What's it like as head coach seeing those prospective student athletes get to be on the visit and see the practice golf course?
Yeah, it's very good. They love to see like our facility, and what we have to offer, because we have a ton to offer. We play a very competitive golf schedule, and we have great academics here. So it's everything just kind of goes together, and they'll get a great education while becoming a better golfer.
What advice would you give those high school golfers looking to play college golf?
I would say play as many competitive tournaments as you can. Very, very important. Um, Another thing that's really important is to get a world amateur golf ranking, because a lot of people look at waggers now, to see if you even have one. Like, it is getting more and more, if you can have a wagger, it's very, very good. Because we do look at your ranking a lot to see what kind of tournaments you play in, to see if you're consistent, how you are in tournaments, first round versus final round, stuff like that. And we like to analyze everything. So play as many tournaments as you can. Don't be afraid to play, like when you're practicing, play longer yardages, because it is helpful to, a lot of the courses are getting longer and longer, so the longer you can hit the ball, the better. And I would say, be visible. Like, don't be afraid to walk up to the coach and introduce yourself, or send an email or call them, and then really just figure out what you're looking for, and then find out where you think you would be the best fit for you. Some people want to be in South Florida. Some people, want to be up north. Do you want to play golf year round? Do you not? Is the education your biggest priority, or not? Do you want a class of 300 people, or do you want a class of 20? Like, so those are things that you need to ask yourself when you start looking for a college.
What advice would you give those college golfers that are playing college golf and wanting to get on the LPGA?
I would say don't be afraid to invest in yourself. Give yourself time to adjust to the professional lifestyle, because it will be different than playing in college. And don't be afraid. It's very important to get a mentor, someone that's gone through all this before, because there will be things that you're not sure of, and it'll be a roller coaster ride for the first little bit, for sure, trying to navigate your way through playing tournaments and making cuts, and trying to make money and sponsors and all that stuff. So it's really helpful to have someone you can talk to, someone that can help you through all of that if you do have a question. And You definitely need to have a swing coach. You need to have a good team around you for support. And definitely gym work is very, very important as well. And a really good support system. Um, and and definitely just have fun, enjoy the experience, but also know that the first year for sure will probably be pretty difficult when you're first getting your feet wet, but just to remember that um, everything is a process and that it takes time. So that's why I think having a mentor and someone you can talk to is so, so important.
What advice would you give those people looking to get into college coaching in the golf side?
Um, Yeah, that's another great question. I don't think you can don't be afraid to move because the jobs they come open and but they're I mean they're everywhere. So don't limit yourself to just one area. If you really want to be a coach, you'll probably have to move and you'll probably have to work yourself up. Um, like as an assistant and getting your name out there and just learning the ropes and stuff like that. And I would get involved as much as I can in different on different committees with the WGCA and the NCAA. And again, don't be afraid to go and introduce yourself to other coaches just so your name is out there. And um, I would just say keep your keep your options open and have an open mind um and to just enjoy it. And if you really love the sport, you won't mind to move and it'll probably benefit you in the long run.
What advice would you give those future college head coaches that are looking to get into being head coaches of golf programs?
Um, I would say, yeah, don't be if you're brand new to it, you're people just don't hire athletic departments just don't hire someone that's never been a coach before. So you'll probably have to spend a few years as an assistant before you can become a head coach. And then, like I said, if you'll probably have to move when one comes open that you'd really like to have. So just keep an open mind and it doesn't hurt to interview or on the phone or in person and just have an open mind because I the jobs do open quite often, but they're all over the place. So it's just a matter of what you want and what's best for you and your family.
Of course, where can my listeners find you at on social media along with the Nova Women's Golf Program at?
The nsusports.com, I believe, and then you can just go to the women's golf page, and Instagram is hwall1015. Yeah, that's my Instagram.
Thank you again, Coach Heather Wall, for your interview and best of luck in your future with the Nova Women's Golf Program.
Thank you so much. Enjoyed it.
You can find Brandon Sports Talk on Facebook at Brandon Sports Talk, Instagram at Brandon Sports Talk, Twitter at Talk_Brandon, and you can find me on YouTube at Brandon Sports Talk. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you again, Coach Heather Wall, for your interview and best of luck in your future.
Bye-bye.
You've been watching Brandon Sports Talk. Please feel free to like, share, and subscribe to Brandon Sports Talk on social media and on YouTube.